So I'm just gonna hold the microphone.
Good.
Yeah.
That's better in a lot of ways.
Yeah, all right. So, hello everybody.
Are we recording already?
Yeah, we're recording, bro.
So this is a podcast.
This is the podcast. This is the Off-Topical podcast, episode 34, I think. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited that we have so many people here. Have you all listened to the podcast before? Yeah. Yeah? Cool. You haven't. You've just been on it, all right? That's all you've done.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many people heard the Bryan Lunduke episode where I was totally unprepared and I had no stories to talk about?
Dude, I am never prepared
It's
for
the
anything.
same
Did you
thing
see the
today.
last 3 things I've done here today? There's no preparation
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Linux Sucks turned into a PTA meeting.
It totally did. We need more PTA meetings in life.
What would that be? A kernel developer parent meeting?
Yeah. Parent kernel developer meetings.
Somebody call Linus's mom.
Or his dad. Linus' dad's a politician.
Oh, right.
Yeah, let's get him. He's like
Yeah.
a Finnish politician. Let's get him over here.
That's awesome.
Do you know what your son's doing?
He flipped off Nvidia. So I have to apologize. I don't have a whole lot of stories to talk about today because I've been like running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to get everything done.
Dude, we have an audience.
Yeah, I know.
They can tell
I know.
us Have you seen me with my shtick? I basically am like, I have no content.
Yeah,
guys?
you crowdsourced you crowdsourced everything.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
But so I did have like 2 stories, and we can just if you just want to talk to us, that's cool too.
Yeah. What do you got, man?
So one of the stories was Lutris. I don't know if you guys saw that Epic. You can get the Epic store through Lutris now.
McSweeney chimed in and was
Yeah.
like, we want to give you money.
Sweeney was like, hey, great job. How about you apply for a grant from Epic?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the head of Epic was like,
Yeah.
we want to throw you money.
Right.
I wonder how much if they went through with it. Like,
Isn't
what
the
kind of
minimum
money?
like $2,500 or $25,000?
I was gonna say, because $2,500.
Yeah, no, $2,500. That's a lot for me, but
you. 25 grand. All right, I get out of bed for that. But no, that's
get
awesome,
into bed
though.
for that.
Dude, I know my kid's asleep, but he's right here. By the way, my kid is on Off-Topical now.
That's pretty
he's
cool.
asleep, but he's on Off-Topical.
Right. Well, you know.
Do you think they'll do it?
What?
The Lutris guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Lutris guy. Yeah.
I mean, well, you're asking me if I think he'll actually apply for the grant?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I mean,
why not?
why
It's like
wouldn't
money
he?
on the table.
I'd apply for the grant.
Yeah.
I should apply for the grant anyway.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I should.
Brian should apply for the grant,
I have
right?
no game, nothing to offer them. I'm gonna apply anyway.
Distro simulator.
Yeah, or I could be like, I'll make a video.
I'll make a video.
I won't necessarily prepare ahead of time.
I'll crowdsource it.
Oh yes. I'll take game questions from the audience.
That's awesome.
Just a side note, dude.
Yeah.
So, do you guys watch his videos? Like Linux
No,
Gamer
they
videos?
don't. They don't watch me.
He edits them. Like he puts like planning and work. He scripts them. Literally, this guy did one of his videos. I can't remember which one it was. He sent me a copy of his script. He's like, "What do you think of this one? I'm gonna do this one tomorrow." And it was like pages long. It was like a
He's
script.
like, I'll read this later.
I never did.
No, he didn't.
But like he sent me this big long script. I'm like, dude, you really work at this.
Yeah.
I've made my entire shtick about how little I work, which means I don't have to work hard.
I know. I'm the anti-Lunduke.
You're the anti-Lunduke.
Yeah.
It's
The
awesome.
thing is, I work really hard so that I don't have to work hard.
Whoa, I
like-
don't work hard, so I don't have to work hard.
Yeah. You also smoke weed.
No, I don't. I eat it.
Oh, you eat it. Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk more about Lutris.
Lutris. So I don't know. Like, there was like one thing that stood out to me here. This
Yeah.
is my crap laptop. I'm really happy with this thing. Not really.
What do you got?
Huh?
What do you got?
Oh,
Tell me what you got. No, not your laptop, but your thing, your topic, your
Oh,
thingamadoodle.
this is the epic thing.
So what's the epic thing?
I was reading it before we started. I realized I didn't have anything, so I was like reading this.
Yeah.
And then people walked up and were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Screw the show." I was like, "Let's talk to people, man. Let's talk to people."
Man, you're gonna convert to my way of doing things really quick.
I'm halfway there, dude.
This is awesome.
I traveled 16 hours to get here in one day.
Dude.
I'm so jet lagged and I'm hungover too. It's great. But you know what? I'm here for you. You guys are great.
16 hours, that's more than I traveled.
Really? I had to drive from Maine to Boston, and then I flew from Boston to Seattle, and then I drove up from Seattle.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's
It was-
intense.
Yeah.
That's a
My
bit
math
much.
might be off.
Yeah.
I'm really tired, but I think that's 16 hours.
It's too many hours,
It's
dude.
too many. It's too many to count. I don't have that many fingers.
Me and my kids, we hopped on a train. 5 hours later of napping, we were here.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
What do you guys think? Should I move to the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. It's beautiful out here. I grew up in Maine,
Yeah.
and like the first thing I noticed.
There was a job fair at LINUXFEST.
Yeah, I went to it and had a panic attack and left. I was so tired. I walked through, and I don't know if he's here. I don't see
Who are you
him.
looking for?
Well, there's a guy who walked up to me. I can't remember his name, but he walked up to me in the job fair, and he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hi," and I just like walked away, and I felt so bad, and I thought it was James Mason, the guy that organized this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
It was someone else.
It was someone else, and I was like, James, oh my God, I don't know if that was you or not, because I'd never met him in person,
Yeah.
and he was like, it wasn't me.
Yeah. It's okay, you were awkward with someone else. It's cool.
I'm awkward with everybody, dude.
You do a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really, really proud of you for that. You should, though. You should come on out here. It's awesome out here.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be your neighbor.
You could be my neighbor. No.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not my show, dude.
I didn't read these. I apologize. Let's you guys have any questions? Like talk.
Yeah, they do.
Regarding Epic being, or the Epic Store being available through Lutris,
Yeah.
does that mean that like Windows games that are available through the Epic Store also work via Lutris?
Well, not necessarily, but you can download them through the launcher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then if you can get them to work with Proton and all that, then you're good to go.
Right.
Is that the idea?
I think so. Yeah.
I've never tried it.
I haven't tried the Epic Store.
I don't
want.
have an account on the Epic Store, so I don't know.
I have an account because I downloaded the latest version of Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, you did.
Have you guys played that?
Yeah.
I'm sad that they ditched that in favor of Fortnite.
I played the original Unreal.
Oh yeah,
That was awesome.
I love Unreal. It's one of my favorite games. Unreal Tournament 2004 is awesome. I started with 1999. Anyone else play UT?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good times, good times. Good times were had by some.
I was checking to make sure I'm recording. Yes.
Where you at in the state of Maine?
I'm sorry.
Where you at in the state of Maine?
On the mid coast in Belfast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not very far from there. Port Clyde.
Port Clyde. Wow. Cool.
Nice.
Did you fly out here for Linux?
I've lived out here for 4 years.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. How?
Should he leave Maine and come out here?
They're both good. I never had any temptation.
You're waffling. Commit, man.
I was impressed by the size of the trees here. The trees are like way taller than they are back home. Dude,
You were impressed by the size of the tree?
and the telephone poles. The telephone poles are really tall here.
Where do they?
You didn't notice
How
that?
short are the telephone poles in Maine?
Oh my God, they're the
just
size of the
walking
trees,
around
Brian.
and like an eye level? Like tree size?
They're tree size.
What does that mean?
Like
Like how tall are they? Were they like 6 feet tall? Like how tall is a tree in Maine?
not as tall as these ones. These ones are like 15 feet, or 20 feet, 30 feet
Because
tall.
they're trees.
Yeah, in Maine,
Trees get big. They grow
yeah,
up.
I know that, but in Maine they don't grow quite as tall.
Really?
It's just, yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Like that's not a joke. I think it has something to do with like
You have got to get
the
out
rain,
of Maine, son.
the rainfall, dude.
I feel like you coming out here has opened up your eyes about trees.
The possibilities. You can reach the sky.
Could you imagine what other things you'll find out here if you spend anyway? Yeah.
I have no idea.
The bushes are incredible.
The bushes.
The shrubs are just so wide.
The grass. The grass. It tastes better here. The grass.
Well, I don't. The grass. You eat grass in Maine?
No. Yeah.
What? No.
I don't.
Does anyone have a question?
This quickly has turned from the Off Topical podcast into the Lunduke Show.
Well, we could turn this into a PTA meeting if you like.
Yeah.
I excel at those.
What's up?
So, what are your basic thoughts on cloud-based gaming with like Google Stadia and Shadow, if you're familiar with Shadow at all?
Thoughts on cloud-based gaming?
So I haven't played Shadow. I have a Nvidia Shield
The set top?
the set top one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And I actually have tried
The GeForce Now? and
GeForce
everything?
Now. It's
Yeah.
actually not terrible, which I fully anticipated it was going to be really bad.
He's right.
And
it's not terrible.
and it really scared me about like the possibilities of Stadia, like the fact that like just see like when you see how well GeForce Now works and like the lag is almost imperceptible, especially in like the 10-foot experience.
It really is.
It's like
Yeah.
if Stadia can match or exceed that, especially with like competitive multiplayer games, like I feel like that might be.
So you're worried it's gonna be too good?
I'm worried that it's going to be good, and that
Same.
a lot of people are going to like start adopting that instead of playing like console games or PC games.
Right, so not only are people not getting physical media, they're not even gonna get download media anymore.
Right.
They're just gonna be streaming this because it works pretty well.
Exactly.
It
That's my
sucks
fear.
so much.
Like that's a legit.
Yeah.
Like
Its
concern of mine.
quality is terrible. It makes me mad how good it is.
Right. That should be our strategy. Just get mad, like the rest of the internet.
Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, dude. Let's go on a ruckus campaign.
that's like old school Lunduke.
Yeah.
New school Lunduke is chill.
Yeah.
So yes, it's good.
Yeah. I think Stadia has the potential to like help Linux gaming. I know I've changed my position on this because I did a video where I thought it was gonna not make a
You
difference.
came on my show and dogged on it.
I did, and I honestly stand behind a lot of what I said on your
Yeah,
show
I bet you
and
do.
and my video. But
Yeah.
I think the thing is like at this point, if
You're gonna ruin my cred, man.
I'm gonna ruin your cred, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What was I saying?
You're gonna say how great Stadia is gonna be for Linux gaming. It's gonna be the most amazing thing ever.
Well, it's gonna mean that there's gonna be like people who are familiar with Linux doing Linux development at
Yeah.
video game companies, and
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end up with
It's not bad.
Yeah, like the work's gonna be half done at least to get games onto Linux desktop. Because you'll have Vulkan, but you'll also have like binaries, and if they can like pull the proprietary stuff that Stadia is going to have in the game, for the games, then I think maybe we'll see more desktop games. What? You're making a face.
That sounds awful. That's not gonna happen.
I'm
They're
trying to
gonna-
be an optimist.
They're gonna release like Witcher 17, the high witchering, and it's gonna be for streaming service only.
Yeah.
They're gonna develop it specifically for that. They're gonna custom tune it just for that.
Right.
And then they're not gonna release it anywhere else. It's just gonna be available on like 2 streaming platforms, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
And it's gonna run on Linux, but none of us are gonna get that build.
right. Well, the
Unless
flip
someone
side.
at Google leaks it to us.
Like-
And I've interrupted you like 12 times.
And okay, I can go. All right. So I think you have a point there with Stadia, like
Really
with the fact that they're going to be optimizing it for Stadia. It's a target platform that they can the game developers can target. I think that might be a hindrance for us, and that's one of the things that I said.
Just to be clear, it's a target platform that the game developers can target. High five.
That was good.
That's really good.
That was
I
good.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
They should put that on like the box. Well, I guess they don't sell a box. On
No.
their web banner ad.
They
for
could,
it.
like, print it on the back of the controller.
This is the target platform that game developers can target. That'll sell it big time.
I'm having a hard enough time doing this without you making fun of me, Brian.
I'm not making
just
fun
kidding.
of you.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
just having a good time.
I am too. Cuddles. Hi. Hey, how's it going? Any more questions? Anybody? No? Hey, what's up? What's on the laptop?
Operating system wise.
Operating system? Manjaro?
No, you're going to read something from a page on the laptop.
Was I?
Yes. Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is, so it's foss.com, and I was reading about the Epic game store. Yeah. The other story that I had written,
Yeah, what do you got?
or had started to read, was the April progress report for the Librem 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into that, shall we?
Anyone else excited about the Librem 5?
Of course.
Yeah. How many people have pre-ordered the Librem 5? Okay.
Really?
3? Yeah? All right. I have 2, so that's 4.
I haven't, but I'm just going to demand they send me one.
They're a social purpose company, Brian.
They're
You're
a
gonna,
social purpose, and their social purpose is sending me a phone.
So they have a video here that's 14 seconds long. They're infamous for like the
Yes.
sub 30-second videos.
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna watch this and I'll tell you what it is.
You're gonna watch it right now and tell them what you just watched.
Whoa.
This is my new favorite podcast.
That's
I should
pretty.
have been watching your show. This is great.
Yeah, there's a reason I only do it audio usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can describe it to people, like what I'm seeing,
That's
my experience.
fantastic. Oh, this is the best thing ever. Well, it's actually pretty cool. So, what were they looking at for their current launch window? Was July? Was what I was.
July.
Wait, or June?
No, I don't.
Wait, is that
I
not
heard
public?
all I heard was Q3.
Crap, that's not public. I mean, Q3. I made that up.
Is July Q3?
Do you
It's
ever
like
have a
early.
problem where you like know everyone at every company and you forget what you're supposed to say and not? It's a problem.
I've had that issue before,
I
but I'm not as famous as you are.
sink battleships.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So Q3.
Q3.
Yeah, Kyle did say something about July before.
Did he open his mouth about that?
Yeah, today.
So he did it publicly.
Well,
So it's his fault.
Unlike you, Brian, I edit my shows. I can cut that out.
I did not edit.
But I'm not going to. This is too long. Anyway, this video that I just watched was awesome. It has.
yeah, the funny thing was when he said July, I asked him if he said July, and then he didn't, and he just looked at me like I wasn't supposed to hear that.
Did he say that? Did he
No,
like?
he just looked at me like I wasn't supposed to hear that.
Oh, okay. So Q3. Kyle's a good guy. I don't want him to get in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Okay, hold on. I have an idea. So, one of
ready.
the things that kind of irritated me, I did that video a couple weeks ago about the Librem 5 video updates.
Yeah.
Did you saw that?
Yeah, yeah.
And one thing that kept bothering me was the fact that like people kept saying stuff like, if only it had feature X, this thing would be a major like contender against Android. And I'm like, I don't think this is trying to be an Android competitor. Like the Librem 5 is like,
It's definitely not.
no.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I'm looking forward to the fact that I can't download half the apps
Uber?
that Uber, yeah.
I like
Why
it.
did that
Kyle
bother-
was literally here making the example of people who were like, well, how quickly will Uber be available?
Yes,
was
somebody
like-
asked that question.
Like, what? Like, who legitimately is like, yeah, I could really go for a completely free software phone. How quickly does Facebook and Uber get ported over? Like,
Yeah. The thing that I am excited about though is that you have like the progressive web apps and they're gonna work like native apps. That's
Nah.
exciting to me.
I just want to run GIMP on a phone. You're going to do it. You're going to do it, right? Like, as soon as you get that, you're going to install every big, giant desktop application on that phone. You're going to put Inkscape on there and LibreOffice and GIMP, and you're going to see how it runs. And you're going to put the desktop version of Firefox on there. You're going to go nuts. And some of the experience is going to be awful, but you're going to love it just the same. Yeah.
The fact that you can.
The fact that you can.
That you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I had those little Nokia, the N900 and the N810s and all those old ones. They were all Debian, so I could put on like everything, right? And it was slow and it was hard to use because it was so tiny, and it was awful experience, but I loved it. It was amazing. I'm sorry, I just really want that.
No, I do too.
I know you do.
I think one of the things I will do is actually open up Vim and just type things in Vim on my phone for the first time because.
Do you have an Android phone?
I do. I did for a time. Now I have Ubuntu Touch.
That's right, you're Ubuntu Touch. Is there not a Vim version you can throw on there from using a snappy thing or whatever?
Might be.
Because on Android, you can put on like Termux or something like that, and you've got Vim right in there and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you've got an Android phone, you can have Vim, which, I mean, it's a
But it's
terrible
not the
idea.
Libre
But
5.
I know. The Libre 5 is going to be tight.
Yeah.
Look at that! It's the creator of Elementary OS, Daniel Forays, hanging out with us. Hi, Daniel.
What's up?
Nice to see you in the audience. Is that Wimpy standing next to him? Nice to see you there. The Ubuntu Mate man, all up over there. Do we have any other amazing people there? Is that Popey back there?
Hello.
Hey, Poopy. Nice to see you. I mean, sorry, Popey. Nice to see you, man.
Did you call him Poopy?
I did, because that's what I call him sometimes. Hi, Popey.
We haven't met yet, but we will. Yeah. So I don't know how much of this I want to reveal right now, just because I want to keep it to myself.
Yeah.
But I had a really cool experience last night. After
Tell me, man. I'm ready.
after the game night ended, I went back to my hotel room, and I got in bed, and I realized that I was
This story's great.
I was too jazzed to fall asleep. So I got back up, and I walked out of my room, and there was Andrew from Linode, who's he's become a friend of mine now, and we got an Uber, and we were gonna go to the bar, the Coconut Grove, I think.
Yeah.
He just looked up on his phone or whatever. We get in the Uber, and the Uber driver is like, "You guys are going to the Coconut Grove?" and we're both like, "Well, we're not from here." She's like, "That doesn't seem like your scene." And so we're like, I literally go, "Okay, so where would two socially awkward nerds go to have find their scene?" And she goes, "There's a gaming bar downtown." And I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna go there." She didn't know anything about it except that it was a gaming bar.
Yeah.
We go there, dude, and I can't remember what his name is now. I was really drunk, but there was a guy, the bartender there. I started talking to him about the PVM that they had sitting on the bar with a Super Nintendo connected to it via RGB. And so we're talking about RGB signals. We're talking about watching My Life in Gaming and getting the best quality of video out of your retro consoles. And they had Halo 2 set up, and they had I'm not even kidding, I would say probably 60 TVs in there with retro game consoles and thousands of games, and they don't charge anything for it. You just go in there, buy a beer, and sit down and play. And it's so cool, and I'm going to take a bunch of people over tonight. So if you guys want to go, we're going to go. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome, dude.
I thought that was an interesting story. High five.
Whoa.
What?
What
What?
I said?
What?
I can sleep when I'm back in Germany. That's what
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too.
Dude,
I'll sleep when I'm in
There's
Maine.
so many people here from way overseas. So Germany,
Yeah.
Holland,
Poland.
Poland. I think you might be winning. Yeah, Brexit's up there. Forays from California.
That's far away.
Brazil.
Brazil. Wow.
Ooh, nice. What part of Brazil are you from?
Brasilia.
Brasilia. Rad.
Nice.
Welcome. Did you come up just for the show?
No.
Oh.
I live in Seattle actually, and I drove out with my husband.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool beans.
That's
cool
awesome.
beans. See, they're all over the place.
I know.
To Bellingham.
It's a Bellingham.
For a Linux conference.
Where there's tall trees. The sky looks bigger here.
Guys, look bigger here.
Should go to Yosemite.
This is not
Yosemite.
Montana, man. It's not like.
I've never
Yeah.
been to Montana, so I'll be amazed.
Man, you'll be blown away by how much sky there is.
Yeah. Do the
It's heavier. The air is heavier and like it's bigger. The rocks are huge.
You know what I also noticed that's different is the roads are actually like drivable here. You can like drive on the roads.
What are the roads like in Maine?
If you go down the wrong road, you'll bust a tire because your tire will pop because it's just so potholey.
That's how Portland is.
Is
Up
it?
here, it's better.
Oh, yeah.
Portland's just
It's
like
beautiful here.
potholes filled with hobo urine everywhere. it's ridiculous. Everyone from Portland right now is agreeing with that statement. It's just how that is.
Anyone from Portland?
I love
Nice.
Portland. Portland's my jam, but it's got its problems. Dude, you ever been to Texas?
I have not been to Texas.
If you go to Texas, you're going to freak out about this because the parking spaces are huge. They're
Okay.
the biggest parking spaces I've ever seen. Like, you could just pull in like a Mack truck and you can park like crooked. It's awesome.
Would people call you a D-bag if you did that?
Probably. I don't know.
Well, I always, when people park crooked, I call them D-bags
You
in my
do?
head.
You're
Just in my
very
head.
judgy.
I'm super judgy.
Super judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, short trees like really irritate me.
Right? I wonder if we have any questions about Linux.
Hey, anyone have any questions? What's up?
This is more of a question for Brian. When is Linux Tycoon 2 coming out?
Oh, so Linux
Oh.
Tycoon 2 is out for most people that ordered it, but not everyone, because we shipped. So the first initial ordering was for a stack of boxes, and then I had printer problems with those. But I got out probably like 80% of those boxes are out, and then I was going to put the whole thing back up on sale and ship the remaining boxes out when I ship the digital ones. But I have to wait for a couple more prints to come back for, I can't remember what the date is on that. It's coming up in like next week or so where the next boxes go out, and then I can put it back up for sale again, which I would very much like because I want to earn more money off of it. But then the rest of the boxes go out, which will be tight. The boxes are kind of pointless. For those of you who don't know, the boxes are literally like, just because I wanted to technically ship a game on floppies. Like it also comes with a little thumb drive with the game on it, which is what everyone uses. But I like floppies.
My memory card just, it's full.
So we have no more video, right?
No more video.
But we have audio. So put up a picture of me just
I don't
the
have any
rest of the
room on my
video.
memory card.
for that one. No, for the.
Wait.
We'll just take a picture.
We're gonna
Just be
take a selfie.
Yeah, and then just put that in there because you edit.
I do.
Yeah, see, I don't edit. If this went wrong here, I'd just be like, well, there goes that show. But you edit.
That's how you. That's how
the
I do
rest
my
of the show.
thumbnails right
Yeah,
there.
that's pretty good. What else we got?
Any
Got
more
anything
questions?
else? Any other good stuff? All right, wait. So tonight, there's a big party at LinuxFest, right? The LinuxFest conference party. Everyone's going, right? Of course. I believe how it's working, it's like in years past, everyone needs to pick teams and tables to sit at and whatnot. They usually have pretty decent gifts. Last year they had good gifts. I think Amazon brought a bunch of stuff and whatnot. So it's trivia. It's nerd pub trivia. I'll be emceeing tonight. There's lots of free food, lots of free beer, lots of free root beer for those of us who don't drink, and we can rock and roll. So highly recommended, but bring your ID. Just want to put that out there, because party.
Yeah, I'm going.
Hell yeah, you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going.
I got.
Is the crew of fancy Linux people back there going? The Popies to the forays? With the wimpy sandwich in between?
Maybe a better offer will come up. It's really nice.
Oh, very nice. That seems like a really reasonable way to approach it, Popey. So this is Gardiner's first Linux conference, everybody.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's gotten out into public with other Linux nerds. How awesome is that?
I did go to a. I did.
Right? It's kind of a thing. Hey, here's the thing. So people recognize you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How weird is that to go to a Linux conference and you don't know people and they come up to you and they're like, the Linux gamer.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
People
Yeah.
think you're adorable, dude.
I
It's
get that
true.
impression. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. It's funny because I'm like walking through a crowd and people will be like, "Whoa!" And then also like you'll make eye contact with someone and then you're like, oh, they know who I am.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't know who you are. And so
It gets weird, doesn't it?
well, it gets weird, especially when like, if you're socially awkward, know that I'm probably worse. Like seriously. So like if you're feeling uncomfortable, you're like, oh hey, should I go come talk to me? Seriously, because like I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, you recognize me? Come on, I'm gonna come over and say hi to you. I don't do that.
He doesn't do that.
No, but if you come over to me, I'm gonna talk to you because I really like talking to people. I'm just super awkward.
Yeah.
So
Just as a hint for anyone who likes to go meet people that they randomly watch on the internet, just go forcibly go up and just give them a high five. Just like do it, just bite the bullet. Because odds are they're way more nervous about that stuff than you are, and if you just stand there and stare at them weird, it gets weird in a hurry. So
yeah.
just go up and do the high five thing.
I like hugs too. I'm a huggy
Hugs
guy.
are tight.
Hugs are great. I've
Yeah.
hugged these guys.
Dude,
Yeah.
I hope people come up and hug me over the next little bit because I'm kind of wet right now. For those of you who missed it earlier, so during Linux Sucks, my son, who was being a total trooper, was over here, dumped his bottle of water all over him, and he just freaked out, right? And he fell asleep now. So I went over to hold him, so my whole like right side is just soaking wet. So I feel like that'll make the hugs weird, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hug.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any other topics?
So, I have questions that people have asked on Twitter.
All right, lay it on me.
Let's see.
What's our time looking like? How we doing?
251.
When do we end?
Whenever you want.
We have a half.
It's the last
All right, we're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go on.
First of all, did anybody see the Linux Game Jam final video? No. Yeah, YouTube, dude. YouTube. Okay, so like I'm gonna complain for a second. So let's talk about my analytics. I had the last
We're
4
gonna
videos.
talk about Google YouTube analytics.
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. I have a lot to complain about. Look at this. So I had 51,000 views 4 videos ago. 3
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
ago, 13,000. 2 videos ago, 12,000. And the last video, 2,000 views.
Yeah, that's about right. Well,
And-
YouTube only doesn't alert people to a lot of things, and then it alerts people to other things. It's
It's
ridiculous.
they systematically target gaming videos. Like
Yeah.
if I'm talking about like specific games, YouTube just doesn't put it in front of people.
It's not just
and
games
it's
though.
so frustrating.
If I put the word Linux in the video title, I get at least half of the views I would get off of any other topic on a YouTube video.
That's
it's like it's
sometimes
half.
true for me, but not always.
If I put Linux in the title,
Yeah.
it goes way down.
Really?
Even if I could say, I could like mispronounce Linux, like misspell it Linux or
Linux.
something like that, and it'll do just like normal.
Yeah.
If I spell it Linux, it gets about half. Just
Wow.
on YouTube. It's LBRY,
Well-
the podcast downloads are all the same, but YouTube
I
drops it
suspect
down.
if you like typed LUNIX, like
Linux?
or something like that, you'd just draw in a crowd of people trying to correct you.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's kind of my crowd anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not drawing a crowd. It's just pulling in normies,
It's
normal
just
people.
pulling in, did you almost call them normies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the accurate name.
I don't know.
For us.
I don't know. I don't know what the right name for us is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Weirdos. You and I. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, man. Twitter.
This is how you do it, son.
Yeah. I wasn't nervous until like 10 minutes ago.
Why are you getting nervous, dude?
What happened?
Who here loves a Linux gamer?
Shush.
Yeah! See? These people are loving you, man. These are our people. You can't really screw up that bad. They even like Popey.
That is not what I thought. Yeah, I'll find these messages. Hold on.
I never realized until today how much fun it is just to make you a source of picking on. You know, like Popey's the guy I target now. Because for a long time, like I did it with Jono. Jono Bacon was just easy to make fun of, right? It's like, here's my buddy Jono Bacon. I can just make fun of him.
He's got a stupid beard for one.
He's got a stupid friggin' beard, Jono Bacon does. But then Popey comes in with his sideburns. And I'm like, this might work. This could work. I just wanted to say thank you, is what I'm trying to get at here.
You're most welcome.
right.
Interestingly enough, that's basically the exact response with the same accent I got from John O'Bacon. This works. This works for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I tweeted out on the 25th, which was Thursday, right? Is that the 25th? I don't know.
Are
Doesn't
we
matter.
checking the accuracy of your tweeting now?
So I said, does anyone have questions or stories for the live show? Nobody contributed stories. Thanks. But we did get questions. And so Aaron at the Nice Rights asked, tabs or spaces? This is a controversial one, Brian.
There is only one answer to that.
All right. What's the wimpy answer to tabs or spaces?
Spaces.
Spaces.
Unless there's already got tabs in it, you leave them alone.
Yeah.
Start from scratch with spaces.
Spaces. I would agree with spaces, definitely.
Especially when there's some editors that use spaces to do tabs, and then it just gets weird. So yeah, spaces.
Yeah.
Definitely spaces.
Does anyone think tabs?
I like tabs.
Yes, yeah, I'm tabs. Tabs, technically you're talking about you conserving disk space with tabs. Do I need to go 3 spaces in? No. 1 tab. 1 character versus 3 characters. Ba-boom.
I like using the tab key, but then having my editor convert tabs to spaces.
But tabs are.
But
That's too much.
thing that I hate.
That's too
the
much
worst
software
of
bloat.
both worlds.
Exactly.
What are you doing? Oh man.
But how can tabs be 3 spaces?
Well, it can. You can tabs.
Should
Are a
be 8,
modifiable
right?
margin.
I mean,
Well, it depends. It depends. Whoa, what's this 4 nonsense?
Code all the way over there.
Maybe you do. Well, you don't want your code indented by 1 space. Who does that? Well, my function is 1 space in. That's ridiculous. That's not visually pleasing at all.
Daniel, what do you think?
4 spaces.
4 spaces? Yeah, that's where my head's at too.
So why not just make tabs be a margin of visually 4 spaces in?
It's all funky. I don't know.
It doesn't get all funky. You get all funky. Daniel Foray's all funky. Next question. Daniel Foray's wrong. Is this how all the code in elementary is?
4 spaces.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Preposterous. Never using your little operating system again. Fly-by-night crazy operating systems. Too many spaces. It was like 80% of all your code is just spaces.
Space characters for days.
Space characters for days, son. We are just lousy with spaces. I got spaces that won't quit.
So
What else do we have on Twitter from April 25th, which may or may not have been a Thursday?
At 3405 Cell asks, what capture card do you recommend for Linux?
Ooh, I got a USB HDMI Magewell. I like those because they just work right out of the box, and it treats them like just a webcam. So it's
Yeah.
just a standard webcam.
Yeah.
You don't need any drivers or anything. It's awesome.
I use the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2, and it connects over USB, and it shows
That
up
one
as
works
a-
good.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
great.
I've heard good things about that one.
When I upgraded my kernel, after I bought it, I had like I think I had like 3.21 kernel or something. I don't know. And but like the drivers were messed up, so the color was a little off. But now the color's fine, and it's really nice. It's a good capture card. Although I tweeted that somebody asked me that a year ago, and I answered them, and AverMedia saw that and was like, "Don't ever use this capture card on Linux. Our lab has not tested it on Linux."
Seriously?
Oh yeah, and then he was like really rude about it.
Use the Magewell. They know that it works on Linux and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Like it works good. It's the same one that the level 1 text guys like Wendell and whatnot, they use the Magewell mostly. It works good. Yeah, it works really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a feature of the Librem 5 phone you wish it had? That's what they said.
I just want the Librem 5 phone.
Yeah.
I don't even want it to have a feature. I was literally just telling Kyle, just ship it without any software. As long as the operating system will load, I don't even care if it comes preloaded. Like I don't care. I'll use all desktop stuff.
Yeah. The killer feature of the Librem 5 phone is that it exists.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I will dial phone numbers from a shell. That's fine. Like I'll live, right? Like would you still buy it if that's how you had to do it and you come up with something else later? Yeah.
By what measure does the Librem 5 phone exist?
By what measure?
Yeah.
I'm
was
saying
the
that
weirdest,
will
most
be the killer.
philosophical question. By what measure does the Librem 5 phone exist? Like
I haven't seen the Librem 5 phone.
I've seen the dev kits.
Right.
So I've seen the dev kits and that they're working with, and And I think we've only got a couple more months until the darn thing ships.
July, apparently.
Yeah.
$20 each. It won't ship this year to backers.
Oh, it'll ship this year.
Nope.
I've already got all my money invested in the Kickstarter, so.
I don't have
We're
any
not-
money invested
No, I'm just
in that one way or the other. I know based on what I've seen so far from them, it'll ship this year. This isn't an Ubuntu phone scenario. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really that kidding. But right, I mean, it's not.
The thing is,
It's there. I think there might be some features that some people want missing when it ships. I think that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
And I think might be some software features that the company Purism would want to have in there when they ship that they might not be able to hit or not hit as well. But I think the hardware and the base software will all ship this year as expected. I think,
This year.
I think to backers, and I would be really surprised if it doesn't ship. So people who haven't pre-ordered it could also purchase a copy this year as well. I would be really surprised. And that's not like a wishful thinking thing. I mean, I want it, but I wasn't surprised that it didn't ship like in January, just knowing how much work there was to do, but seeing where they're at, maybe this summer.
Those
Seems
demo
about right.
videos that have been on the Purism website are where Ubuntu Touch was in 2013.
Kind of, sort of. So there was you're right. So some of the videos of like some of the user experience stuff really have a lot of similarities to a lot of the work that you guys did a couple of years ago at this point. And
Way more than a couple of years ago. Like they're making their first phone call. We did that in 2013.
right.
That's a long.
But they're making their first phone call on their own hardware. I think that's really the big thing. Because I'm not interested in buying the Librem 5 for their software experience. I want it because I want that piece of hardware.
Sure.
And so what I'm looking at it from the point of view is seeing how fast the hardware has improved. I think it's a pretty reasonable expectation that the hardware will ship and that the underlying operating system will ship for it because that's up and working right now. So then it's a matter of, does it have all of the nice phone touch user experience style applications that you and I want? Maybe, maybe not. Honestly, that's a real unknown. I would be very shocked if they shipped with all of the touch-centric apps that they want, or even got them all out this year. I'd be very shocked at that because there's a ton of work to do. You guys know how much work there was to do in that.
Right, exactly. Which
It's
is why
huge.
I'm saying I will be shocked if anyone gets a device.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's do it this. If it doesn't ship this year, next conference you and I are at, bacon cheeseburgers on me. Let's go. Let's put a bacon cheeseburger on this. I'll put this on. No.
Can I get fries with that?
Yeah. Seasoned curlies, my friend. We'll go full out.
Tenacious D reference right there.
Yeah, darn too.
Are you familiar with the videos that Hackers Game posts on YouTube about the Librem 5 dev kits?
I just subscribed to Hackers
I'm
Game.
not.
Right.
I'm very
Have you
unfamiliar with
watched-
many
have you
things.
watched the videos?
Not yet.
Right. So you might want to rein in your enthusiasm a little bit if you watch somebody who is a developer using the dev kit because it paints a very different picture to the.
Oh yeah.
I'll take a look.
Librem have posted.
Well, I mean, I fully expect that it's not going to be a fully done experience when I get my hands on the phone. But the fact is, the thing is, they
Depends
have
on what
pledged.
you call done.
Done-
If it's
done is
done and that you
usable.
get a piece of hardware that you can install a really wicked nice operating system on and use
Yeah.
Linux on the go and it's awesome, then I think it'll probably be done.
I think my enthusiasm for the Librem 5 is not that that PureOS is going to be like the definitive Linux
UI,
experience
yeah.
or touch experience.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the hardware is ethical and that it has user experience in mind.
agree with that.
You can turn off the microphone, you can turn off the GSM,
Yeah.
you can turn off all the
It's a big deal.
the spy equipment on the thing. And so that's what I'm really excited about. Not so much that the software is going to be done, but they've pledged ongoing support for the lifetime of the device, and that's what I'm really stoked for.
And I think honestly, even if Purism was like, man, this is hard, we're not going to ship until 2020 or 2021, I still want to see it. It's sort of like with the Ubuntu phone. The first several revisions of the OS drove me up the wall. I wanted to just smash my phone into the ground, but I still wanted so bad to love it that I'm like, next update. I'll send in my feedback, and I'm just gonna wait till next update. I don't care how long it takes. Maybe it takes 2 years, maybe it takes 4 years. I still want it.
And there were a couple of hundred engineers.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
How
Now,
many people did you
160 people working on it.
I would posit that maybe that was too much. but I mean, just from a managerial standpoint, yeah. That said, again, I don't think I'm too worried about what sort of applications they bundle with it.
Just to be clear, I'm not
things
saying
like that.
any application. I'm just
Just
saying
think the
shipping
phone hardware.
The hardware.
Yeah, I think they're going to ship the hardware this year. I can never be 100% positive on anything, but I'd put this in the high 90s that they'll ship the hardware this year.
Mhm.
I would bet that there will be some way for us to all be not satisfied with the software stack. But I think overall, people like me and probably honestly people like you too are probably going to look at that and go, yeah, enough, good enough. I'm on board. And I think that'll be great.
So you had some good reasons there as to why you're interested in the hardware of this.
Yeah.
Why the Librem 5 and Pure OS, and why are you not excited about maybe owning a Fairphone 2 and running Ubuntu touch on it?
That's actually a really interesting question. So personally, why am I more excited about like the Librem 5 than like a Fairphone 2 or something like that? For me, a lot of it boils down to that as the designers are looking at it, they're specifically focused on things like kill switches, which is for me is a really big deal.
Yeah.
And how they're looking at specifically separating out the baseband from the main system memory so that the baseband has no access to the main CPU or main system memory. To me, that's a really, really big deal.
Yeah.
I think the Fairphone 2 is doing a lot of things very right. And I think there's a lot of good reasons for people to jump on that. So I don't have anything bad to say about it. But
Yeah.
the separation of the baseband from the main memory and the hardware kill switches, to me, that's like, yes, that's holy grail to me.
Agreed.
For a cell phone. Otherwise, you cannot have a secure cell phone otherwise. It's impossible. It doesn't matter what you do in software. The baseband has access to the memory. There's no way to physically secure it. So, other than just sticking it in a microwave or a Faraday cage. The Spark Museum's got a great one. But you stick it in a Faraday cage and you're okay, but otherwise, you can't. So that's why I'm not as excited about the Fairphone 2. I'm more interested in the Librem 5 for that reason alone. And the company has a track record of knowing how to implement those specific types of things, and they've done it successfully. So not on a phone, but being as they know how to do it at least in some hardware, I'm like, okay. Yeah, and based on the engineering samples that I've seen and have been able to look at and touch, they seem to have done it a good way. So I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to use GNOME on a phone.
Dude, right?
I like GNOME.
Dude.
It's pretty.
it's pretty, dog.
And the trees in GNOME are taller. Now I'm getting surreal. All right. I think that's gonna do it.
What are
right
you talking
there.
about, man? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a father myself, I feel like you're kind of burying the lead, and I was just wondering, how do you get your son to sleep like that?
Oh,
And
dude.
is the solution open source?
I'm a cuddler, so we cuddle. The Lundukes snuggle. We cuddle up and we snuggle, and this guy's no exception. That's just how we do. It's on our genes. Wish I could say there's some trick about it, but if I hold him and cuddle, he'll sleep for hours. If I put him down, he'll wake up, get pissed, and then come cuddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This gives you a little bit of an insight into what life's like at my house. We just snuggle. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're getting close to time, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
It's 6 o'clock where I'm from.
All right. Well, before
Yeah.
we head off into the sunset, is there anything anyone would like to close us on? Any big thing you guys need to know about before we dash off?
A song, karaoke. No.
It's 11 p.m. where I am from.
Nice.
Dude,
Yeah.
nicely done.
Let's compare time zones. That's
yes,
fun.
let's talk about time zones forever. Yes, we are talking
Yeah.
about random stuff now, my daughter.
I'm disorganized.
All right, last guy, Hoodie Man, who talked about how colleges are dumb earlier.
Yeah. Have y'all seen whattimeisit.com? I think it's an amazing website.
I have not, does it say what time it is?
It does, yeah.
local time zone or whatever the server's
Any
at?
time zone you can convert.
Beautiful.
It's got a dude with the boombox on there who's like horribly photoshopped.
Have you ever seen, there's a website called isitsnowinginportland.com.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's hard coded to no.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They have to change it. So it's a guy that has to change it. Yeah, it's hard coded. At least it used to be. Look at the code and it just is no. It's just no. Like a big no.
That's awesome.
That's a good website.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, by the way, isitsnowinginportland.com renders great on even old web browsers. There's no SSL issues. There's no dynamic stuff. It's just no.
They should set up a RESTful API.
No, they shouldn't. Everybody stop listening to the show. Go do your thing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brian, for being here.
You're welcome.